Well, welcome to the podcast series, Sustaining Your Healthy Community Initiative, Building a Lasting Impact. This guide for community health initiatives is brought to you by Alberta Prevents Cancer and the Cumming School of Medicine at University of Calgary, as well as the Healthy Communities Approach team for Alberta. You can learn more about us and the Healthy Community Approach on our websites and through the list of resources at the end of this series, so at the end of part 3. So let's get started with the podcast for part 1, Sustaining Your Healthy Community Initiative. What does that mean? So we've got a roadmap here for you, Sustaining Your Healthy Community Initiative. At the end of this series, you should be able to take what you've learned about Sustaining Your Healthy Community Initiative, have some examples and tools to apply it to drive positive change in your community and to measure your results. We'll start with this series, part 1. Part 2 covers some pitfalls and possibilities of the approach. Part 3 helps you walk through some planning. At the end, you'll find some resources and a feedback form. We'd love to hear from you. As you walk through the slides, videos, and web links, just click on your mouse or arrow keys to advance to the next frame. Let's get started. So what will you learn in this podcast? Well, we'll take a look at what sustainability means, and we'll give you some examples in a healthy community style setting. So what does sustainability mean to you? Good for the environment, triple bottom line, having enough money to keep your initiative going, an initiative that's permanent, or one where even if the project's done, it continues to benefit the community. Or you might have another definition. Actually, sustainability can mean all of these things: environmental sustainability, social responsibility, ongoing funding. Not all projects need to be continued. It may make sense for some of them to have an end date, but relationships and community connections built within the project can be re-engaged for new activities. Now, Alberta Health Services has defined what they see as a sustainable health initiative, and it's up here on the screen. Sustainable health initiatives are those that can maintain their benefits for communities and populations beyond their initial stage of implementation. So an example there is up on the screen, like a bicycle path. So any projects that involve building or construction come to an end, but the health benefits will continue as long as people continue to use that equipment. For example, they keep walking and biking along the pathways, or they use a playground you've put in, or they sit on benches with the sunshades over top. Community health initiatives can be tricky to keep going once the funding ends. We've got some resources at the end of part 3 you can check out if you want to look at other examples of sustainability and community health. The Journal of Community Health from the U.S. presented experience of the Community Empowerment Center in South Carolina. We've also got some sustainability analysis from the Washington State Healthy Communities Plan, which profiles a range of initiatives, some they found to be more easily sustained than others. As well, from Australia, you'll find the Family Action Centre at the University of Newcastle and their sustainability blog, where they've got some innovative approaches worth taking a look at. Closer to home, we'll take a look at Karen's story of the Banff Trail Community Garden in Northwest Calgary. What's interesting here is that Banff Trail Community Garden has developed a self-sustaining model. So we'll just click over here on the YouTube channel and play.
Here at the Banff Trail Community Garden in Calgary at the Banff Trail Community Association. Today is our Harvest Festival. It's the wrap-up of the Banff Trail Community Garden season. We sort of reap all of the vegetables and fruits that we've grown. So we'll make soups, we'll make loaves, we'll make breads, all sorts of things from the fruits and vegetables. And the entire community is welcome to come out and share with us. And it's another way for us to reach out and try and engage more volunteers and more community members to be active, both in the community and in the community garden. We had a great garden crew, and they actually built all of our garden coffins that we call them, which are our garden plots. The garden started off with just 10 beds. So over a couple of years, we were able to build up to 30 beds. There's two native plant beds, kind of prairie plants, that thrive on their own. They need very little care and attention. And we also added the gazebo, and we also added a few planters.
We had a carpenter who saw the garden and just thought it was a perfect space to build a gazebo. And he volunteered his time and expertise. I don't think we would have done it otherwise because it's just too much money for the community to afford.
It's sort of an added feature of what our hall has to offer. So for nice events like weddings or marked birthday parties, anniversaries, it's another area, it's sort of an extension of our hall, and it's something different that a lot of community halls aren't able to offer.
It's been a contributor actually to the revenue of the hall as a rental generator for the community, which is very helpful. I'd say the last thing is that it has given us an outdoor space to assemble in. Previously, we didn't tend to have events out here. It was just an open field, and now it seems that it really spreads out the community. It makes our events much more pleasant and peaceful.
The way to sustain a space like this is through volunteers that are dedicated to it.
It's really community-based. It's that the people get together because they like to be with each other.
They love the community and they love the garden, and there's such a feeling of involvement and of contribution. Everybody comes to water, and you always say hi to your neighbors, and chances are you're going to say hi to them when you walk past their house too, and they're out and about. We have lots of young families moving into the neighborhood, and my hope is that their children see the garden, want to learn about the garden, and are actively engaged and curious about sustaining their own food sources and growing their own food sources. And it's something that is very much the anchor of our community and our community center.
So that's the story of the Banff Trail Community Garden. We'll just come back to our slideshow. So after some initial seed investment in 2011, the garden became self-sustaining after 2 years. By 2016, they had started earning money for the community because of the garden and the gazebo, which were so beautiful. People were renting the facilities, as you saw in the video. So some questions to ask yourself related to this story. Many community gardens start out strong during the construction stage and then fizzle over time, and the garden becomes neglected. Why? Also, what do you think was different in the Banff Trail Community Garden in Calgary that's kept it going for many years? So one of the things that didn't come through in the video is that they've got a rotating water scheme, and so they've structured volunteer commitment to water to be 1 week per summer. So you go every day for a week, and the hose is on site, and you water everybody's plot, including your own. And then the rest of the summer you can have off of the regular watering because you know somebody else in the community will do it. So it's an interesting approach the Banff Trail has taken to make sure that they've got a sustainable, rotating way to engage the volunteers and keep the garden beautiful. So some interesting information here we've accessed off the Alberta Prevents Cancer.ca community data dashboard site. So here's a bit of information about the area where Banff Trail is located. Banff Trail is in the northwestern part of Calgary. It's a very high area for post-secondary education. You can see 70%. They're close to University of Calgary and to SAIT, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. And you'll see there that 48% of the population for the area live in apartments and condos. So that was actually one of the reasons that Banff Trail was interested in looking at a community garden opportunity. While we're here, we'll actually come on over to the community data dashboard and take a look at the Alberta Prevents Cancer site. So you'll see at the top here, albertapreventscancer.ca. Right here, they've got prevention data. You'll click on the dashboard and that'll take you to this screen. You'll see on the right, they've got community success stories if you want to look at some other examples. They've got information on collecting data for your own community, and then they've got the dashboard. So if you click on this one, it'll take you over here, and this is the home page. So this is the kind of information you get, and this is where we've pulled the information for Banff Trail. So what we did was we just put a postal code in right here for Banff Trail, and then it pulled up the data on renters and educational levels and that sort of thing at the site. Now we'll just come over here. This is actually from Banff Trail. Here we've got the Banff Trail postal code, and you can see all of the data that comes up. If you go to the top, you click on the home page, risk factors, and screening and immunization. Put in the postal code, and you'll get the information for your community to see how you can use that. So back to the dashboard data. Banff Trail does better than the provincial average in fruit and veggie consumption, physical activity, healthy weight, and smoking. But they do have some cancer-related risks that are higher than average, which you can see on the screen here. So once again, you might say, well, why did Banff Trail community decide to do a garden if they have good fruit and veggie consumption and healthy weights in their region? Well, as you saw previously on the other screen, they do have a high proportion of apartment and condo dwellers, so they know that people don't have access to grow their own fruits and vegetables. So they thought that might help with that health factor as well as be a social support. So we've come to the end of part 1, Sustaining Your Community Health Initiative. What is it? At this point, you should understand the concept of sustainability and building a lasting impact, have learned from the example of Banff Trail Community Garden in Calgary, and looked at how to use some of the community data that's available on the albertapreventscancer.ca website to inform your own health initiative. Next up, part 2, pitfalls and possibilities. The Healthy Communities approach aims to empower communities and build community capacity to address local health needs for cancer prevention and overall wellness. If you'd like to learn more or get involved, please contact us. We've got the information there on the screen. Thanks for participating.